Properly maintained baseball and softball infields are very important to the quality of play. At Hein Company, we know 90% of the game takes place on the infield, and over the past 20 years we've built the most complete and versatile line of infield groomers on the market. At the top of our list is the 6-foot wide Pro Groomer PR72. It performs all of the key functions you need on your infields. It levels better than any other groomer, smoothens for a clean, professional look, spreads new material making renovation quick and easy, and it pulverizes infields that become extremely hard. The Level Flow 2 technology of the leveler implement is just one of its many exclusive features. This special design includes 2 cutting blades, a main cutting blade in the front followed by a second rear cutting blade. During the grooming process, both blades contact the surface to cut high spots, carry material along, then releasing it into low areas where it's needed, resulting in the ultimate method for leveling. For any groomer to level infields effectively, its leveling implement must lock into position instead of being allowed to float. Floating implements don't actually level. Instead, they simply ride over the high areas and sink into the low areas without fixing them. The Pro Groomer's Level Flow 2 technology produces a level, smooth surface every time. Not only does the PR72 have a 2-blade leveler, but it also cuts 100% of the surface. The front blade is the only locked leveling blade on the market that makes 100% surface contact to cut, grade, and level infields. This complete surface contact during grooming means there are no areas of material left uncut, no ripples or ridges left behind like other machines. One example of where infields develop high and low areas is by second base from sliding. Material gets pushed towards the base into a high area, and a lower area is created where sliding occurs. The Pro Groomer repairs these areas by shaving material and returning it back into the low area where it came from. Weed growth is very common on infields, especially during the off-season. Just to prove how effective the Pro Groomer is at restoring and repairing infields before the season, we searched for infields with off-season weed growth. Without the PR72, preparing infields like this would be very labor-intensive, but not when you have the Pro Groomer. It removes the weeds, which are then dumped on piles to be hauled away. Our competition only wishes they could do this. Infields are constantly in need of new material. Here's an example of why professionals who build fields use the Pro Groomer on their projects. Piles of new material can be dumped on infields and easily leveled, mixed, and incorporated, saving valuable time and labor. During renovation of infields, you may not need new material, but you may need to move material. The Pro Groomer can be used to move and dump material wherever it's needed, and then easily leveled. When pulling an infield groomer, the wheels naturally mimic the surface they ride on. If the wheels mimic a rough surface, then the machine's frame and leveling device will also mimic the rough surface. This can cause a machine to hop. Hopping creates ripples and ridges and may not produce a smooth, level surface. The Pro Groomer is designed with its wheels inside and behind the Level Flow 2 implement. This feature allows the wheels to ride on the surface after it's been leveled for a smoother ride. A smooth ride means a smooth, level surface. Speaking of wheels, not many customers have air supply at their ball fields. And even if they do, flat tires are a nuisance and can cause a groomer to cut unevenly. That's why our groomers are the only ones on the market that have special polyfield tires. They ride like air tires but don't need air, so you'll never have a flat tire. Following the leveler implement during the grooming process is the rear finishing broom. It includes our special poly brushes that are designed for long life and produces a smooth, well-manicured look to infields. It's easy to connect or remove using quick pins, and it flips up during storage to save space. Many different towing machines can be used to pull the Pro Groomer, but different towing machines have different heights of drawbars. The heavy-duty tongue on the Pro Groomer easily connects to the frame without tools, which also makes it easy to remove during storage to save space. At the end of the tongue, our exclusive hitch design allows for quick height adjustments to different towing machine drawbars. This adjustment feature guarantees the groomer remains level no matter what machine is used to pull it. Also available are optional ball coupler hitches and our exclusive tongue stand. The ideal infield surface is one that has firm, consistent footing underneath, with a somewhat loose, level, and consistent layer on top. Extremely hard infields can be frustrating for players and coaches, but caution should always be used when considering breaking up an infield. Some manufacturers wrongly suggest deep, aggressive use of sub-profile blades, which can make an infield unplayable by making the footing too loose. This process can also damage or disturb the important layering of top infield material to the sublayer underneath, which is not desirable. For Pro Groomer customers who need to periodically scarify, pulverize, or shatter extremely hard infields, we offer two Scarifier options: a Chisel Scarifier and a Springtine Scarifier. The Chisel Scarifier is built with special solid, abrasion-resistant steel teeth. When not in use, the chisel can be stored in two different places on the machine. It can be stored above the frame so it's available to be moved down when needed, or it can stay stored behind the leveler at the rear in its non-engaged upper position. Here it doesn't make contact with the surface, but is quickly lowered to the engaged position when desired. Once engaged, the chisel is fully adjustable, so during the season it can be used lightly or shallow to help improve the playability of infields, but not damage the important firm footing needed underneath. During the off-season, it can be used at a depth of up to 2 3/4 inches to renovate, remove weeds, mix in new material, and more. The Springtine Scarifier mounts in front of the leveler implement. Its 2 rows of staggered springtines help shatter and pulverize the top portion of infields while grooming. Each row is completely adjustable without tools to different settings. For customers who have rocks and other debris in their infields, the optional rock basket helps sift out unwanted material over time. It easily connects behind the leveler. When grooming, material passes over the top of the rear cutting blade and falls into the basket, catching the unwanted debris. The basket can then be quickly removed to discard the material. The optional steel drag mat can be used during the normal grooming process, but is especially useful when the Scarifier is used to pulverize hard infields. Pulverizing creates chunks of material that the drag mat helps break up. This option includes our exclusive drag mat carrier brackets that mount to the rear smoothing broom. The brackets carry the drag mat on and off the field and pull the drag mat when it's being used. 2 widths of drag mats are available. A 72-inch wide mat matches the width of the rear smoothing broom, or a 78-inch wide mat overlaps the rear broom at each end. The brackets allow for easy side-to-side adjustment of the drag mat if desired, and no tools needed to attach or remove it from the machine. At Hein Company, we offer more choices of operator lift control systems than any other manufacturer. Each customer can choose the lift system that's best for them, whether it's manual lift or electric lift. For customers who prefer manual lift, our Posi-Lock manual lift system is simple to use and completely adjustable. Squeezing the locking pin allows the user to raise or lower the implements. Then releasing the locking pin locks it into the notches of the quadrant. When lowering the implements for grooming, the pin locks the implements into position and the turnbuckle is used for fine adjustments. For customers who prefer the convenience of electric lift, we offer a number of choices that put you in complete control from the seat of your towing machine. One example is the HW hardwired electric lift system. If you have a tow machine with dash knockouts where a control switch can be installed, we offer this hardwired system that utilizes the 12-volt battery of your tow machine to power the electric lift. This complete electric lift system includes our heavy-duty 12-volt actuator, wiring, connectors, fittings, and dash mount rocker switch that can be installed on your dedicated towing machine. With this system, you'll enjoy convenient dash mount control right at your fingertips. Once installed, connectors are used at the drawbar location to connect the groomer lift system. Plus, if you want to install wiring on more than one tow machine to operate the groomer, we offer optional HW wiring kits for this purpose. For customers who prefer not to install wiring permanently on their tow machine, we offer more than one choice. One of these is our SB switch box control system. It utilizes the 12-volt battery of whatever adequate towing machine you choose. There's no wire installation needed, so it's easy to switch from one tow machine to another. We include 2 choices of cylinder extension wires, so each user can choose the length that works best for their specific towing machine. It's easy to connect the battery clips from the switch box to the tow machine's 12-volt battery. Connect the extension wire weather-resistant fitting to the electric actuator on the groomer, and you're ready to go. And then there's our most popular lift control system, not offered by any other manufacturer. We call it the WR, Wireless Remote Control, offering the ultimate in operator convenience. This completely self-contained 12-volt system installs right on the groomer and allows the user to control the electric lift with a handheld wireless remote control. no cords, no wiring required to your tow machine. And since it's completely on board the groomer, it's easy to switch from one tow machine to another. Built with our heavy-duty 12-volt actuator, it includes other important features. A full-size 12-volt battery inside the enclosed compartment. Our exclusive weather-resistant wireless remote control transmitter and receiver system. An onboard trickle-charge battery charger. All you do is plug the charger into a standard extension cord to keep the battery maintained and ready to go. Our specially designed 12-volt battery monitor that alerts you if the battery needs charging. And our premium quality weather-sealed connectors. It's all available from Hein Company. There's simply nothing else like it on the market. When it's time to choose your next infield groomer, remember, there are major differences in equipment. Many machines only give the appearance of making infields smooth and do little or nothing to actually level infields and keep them level for the best possible playing conditions. Here are just a few things to remember when choosing your next machine. Leveling the playing surface should be the goal of any quality infield groomer. Uneven infields always have high areas that need trimmed and lower areas that need filled. But machines with floating devices such as chain-pulled implements do not level, making them much less effective for infield maintenance. The Pro Groomer's Level Flow 2 technology locks into position for correct leveling, and no machine does it better. Check the width of machines. Some are only 4 feet wide, so they're not as productive as our 6-foot wide Pro Groomer. Caution should always be used whenever considering using what some manufacturers call profile-type blades to dig deep into infields. They don't level, plus they could damage or ruin an infield. The Pro Groomer is built to level and process the top portion of the infield, so it doesn't damage the important layering of top material and the subsoil layer underneath. No manufacturer offers customers more lift control choices than we do, period. And our no tools needed engineering saves you valuable time and effort, and takes the hassle out of grooming infields. We're proud of the unmatched performance of the Pro Infield Groomer, and we'll put it up against any other grooming machine on the market. It's built like a tank. It performs all the functions necessary to keep infields well groomed and in optimal playing condition, no matter what infield material you have. And it ships from the factory with over 90% of the assembly complete. So if your goal is to level and prepare infields properly, deter water puddling and control weeds, provide athletes with safer, more consistent playing conditions, and save labor, then there's no better choice than the Pro Groomer from Hein Company.